big banks getting a bit of a bounce today in the market. Regional banks, they largely rose today, but must be cold comfort. Most of these stocks are still on pace for their worst week ever, some down 30 and 40% this week. Let's talk more about the banks and what they may be telling us. Joining us is Chris Whalen, chairman of Whalen Global Advisors, and somebody who was right in the thick of it about 12 years ago when we had a different issue with the banks. Chris, it's good to chat with you, I guess. What has the move lately in the bank stocks told you about their health?
Well, I think the exemplars, JP Morgan, U.S. Bank, are the ones I follow. I own U.S. Bank, have kind of stabilized a little over book value, because people are doing the math and they're thinking about loan losses and earnings. And I think at this point they're willing to buy them. I've been buying some of the preferreds, which have sold off quite a lot, and they're great value. So if you don't believe the world's going to end, I would take a look at some of the banks, because they've sold off considerably. I mean, Citi's below half a book. Goldman's down at 0.6 times book. So there's certainly some value here. It really just depends on your view of the world and your time horizon.
Yeah, I mean, Goldman Sachs has truly been sort of an incredible story. A $250 stock a couple of months ago, $150 stock now. And the one thing I will know about this time in the market is that the market is active. Yeah, the economy is going to struggle. We're probably already in recession. I think you'd agree with that. But some of these banks, maybe, do they seem like they're unfairly punished? Because everybody I know on Wall Street who can get their computer working, is working constantly.
That's right. And it's not so much that we're punishing them, Brian. It's just we don't know what to do with these credits. A month ago, you saw credit costs still very low, trending up a little bit, but they were not a concern. Now, all of a sudden, credit's in your face. And you have hundreds, thousands of companies out there that have effectively been downgraded. And the street doesn't know what to do with these credits, because they don't have any guidance. It'll take a year or more for the rating agencies to catch up to this. So it's going to take time to work out what value is. But I got to say, if you look at the exemplars in the group, it's hard not to want to own JP Morgan at book value. I may even go buy some myself. I've liked U.S. Bank because I think it's kind of a nice surrogate for both large and small banks. But, you know, there's some great examples. I mean, American Express is the best performing bank in the United States. It's trading down at only 3.5 times book. It's come off. Schwab is at 2. When they announced the E-Trade transaction, it was at 3.5. So I think, you know, for people who like financials, this is an interesting situation. And I think today is going to be typical of what we're going to see for a while.
You know, when I look at something like the LQD, it's an investment grade bond ETF. It's just one of many, by the way, but it's the biggest. So I'm going to throw that up there. That's down 17% this year. Really an unprecedented move for a bond ETF, which is the whole selling point is sort of stability and a little bit of income. Do you believe that things like this are falling? Because to your point, we're going to have a wave of credit downgrades, which means forced selling by certain entities that cannot hold certain levels of debt.
That's right. And you also had a bunching effect, Brian. You had an enormous number of issuers that were just barely investment grade, because that's how you get the highest equity returns. This is the Wall Street model, right? So now the environment's changed, and many of those credits, if they came to market, would be high yield. They'd be junk, and they're going to become junk soon. So the market's already aware of this. They just don't know quite what to do with it on an issuer-by-issuer basis, and that's what we got to work on.
Yeah, we saw Occidental got downgraded to junk today by Moody's, the big oil company. Chris Whalen, we appreciate you joining us. I have a feeling we're going to be chatting again soon. Thank you.
Oh, I got my Skype library all ready for you, Brian.
I can't wait to see it. We're trying to find a little levity in these serious times.